Alright, guys. We're picking up where we left off. Remember, he dropped his knife deep into the lake, to the lagoon, and now he wants to dive down and get it. The knife, there it lay, how sharp and bright it looked. Now the boy's hands were upon it. He seized it and sprang upward towards the light. In that second, a whiplash shot out from the caverns at his back, a lash like the length of rubber hose. The boy caught the flash of vacuum cups that lined the under surface. Panic stabbed him. The fakey, the octopus. Another lash whipped forth and encircled his waist. It drew taut. That means tight. Then the octopus came forth from its den to face and kill its prey. Mufasa saw a purplish glob of body, eyes baleful and fixed as fate, a parrot mouth, cruel and beaked, that worked and wobbled. Another whiplash encircled the boy's legs. Now he's got 3 of the octopus's 8 legs around him. The knife desperately Mufasa stabbed for one of its eyes. Then darkness clouded the water as the octopus siphoned out its venom. Now octopus can blow this black cloud of smoke. That's how they escape from danger. There, in submarine gloom, a boy fought for his life with the most dreaded monster of the deep. He could feel the sucking pressure of those terrible tentacles. His wind was almost gone. That means he was almost out of breath. Blindly, Mufasa stabbed again, this time for the other eye. The blow, so wildly driven, went true. The terrible grip relaxed, slacked. The tentacles grew limp. Then Mufasa was springing forward, upward, drawn up towards the light and the air and life. When he reached the canoe, he had hardly enough strength to climb to the gunwale. But cling he did, his breath coming in tearing gasps. Yuri, beside him, dashed from one end of the canoe to the other, crying piteously. Slowly, strength returned to the boy's limbs, warmth to his chilled soul. He dragged himself into the canoe and collapsed on the floor. He lay there, as in a trance, for what seemed an eternity. The sun had set. Dusk was rising from the surface of the sea. Mufasa struggled upright and peered cautiously over the side of the canoe. The inky water had cleared. Down there, 40 feet below, the octopus lay like a broken shallow, the white cups of its tentacles gleaming dully in the watery gloom. With shark line and a hook, the boy fished up the octopus's body. As he dragged it into the canoe, one of the tentacles brushed his ankle. Its touch was clammy and of a deathly chill. Mufasa shuddered and shrank away. He had eaten squid and small octopi. Now, octopi is the plural for octopus. You don't say octopuses. That would sound funny, so it's octopi. Even ever since he was born, but he knew that he could not have touched a mouthful of this monster. He raised his spears and plunged it again and again into the body of his foe, shouting loudly as a savage paean of triumph. 1,000 years of warrior heritage sounded in his cry. Once more, Maui had protected him. What to do with the octopus? The boy decided to cut off the tentacles. They would dry and shrink, but they would still be prodigious size, and the people of Haikura would say, "See, Mufasa killed the fakey, single-handed, aye, tue-a." Dusk, almost in an instant, deepened into the night. As Mufasa turned the nose of the canoe towards shore, the first stars were appearing, bright and close and friendly. There were the Southern Cross, pointing towards the end of the world. The lagoon was black. The lagoon was a black mirror, dusted with starshine. Far below, in the dark waters, illuminated fishes moved and had their being. Meteorites, galaxies, constellations. Under the sea, the boy saw a line of light, narrow as a blade, as the rare Pella flashed away in its everlasting quest. A sand shark photo, phosphorescent, I don't know that word, ghost darted after the palace seized it in a swirl of luminous mist. The mist faded slowly. It was blood. Mysterious life forces were completing their cycle in those dark depths, even as on the earth and in the air above. This sea, no more to be feared than earth or air, only another element for man to conquer. And he, Mufato, had killed the Fakey, as he dipped his paddle with a swinging rhythm. The rhythm of the thought swung in unison. Tomorrow I shall start for home. Tomorrow. The thought of it sent him a quiver. Tomorrow. He had been here so long. He dragged the canoe up on the beach, placed the logs under the curving stem so that he might launch it easily on the morrow. He would never need to climb the high plateau to look out again. Let the eaters of men come. As Mufasa waited for his supper to cook, he set about preparing for his journey. He would start at daybreak with the ebbing tide. He would be ready. He filled bamboo containers with fresh water, sealed them with leaves that were gummed into place, watertight and secure. Then he stored them carefully in the canoe. He prepared a poi of bananas and sealed it likewise into containers. There it would ferment and sour and become delicious to the taste. Then he picked a score more of green drinking nuts and flung them into the canoe. As he trotted back and forth across the beach, as his supper steamed on the fire, one thought alone, like an instant drumbeat, echoed in the boy's heart. Tomorrow, I shall start for home. Tomorrow. Never again need he hang his head before his people. He had fought the sea for life and won. He had sustained himself by his own wit and skill. He had faced loneliness and danger and death, if not without flinching, at least with courage. He had been sometimes deeply afraid, but he had faced fear and faced it down. Surely that would be called courage. When he lay down to sleep that night, there was profound thankfulness in his heart. Tabe Nue, he whispered, my father, I want you to be proud of me. He fell into a heavy, dreamless sleep. Before dawn, he was awakened by the sound of a measured booming, like the beating of a supernatural drum. Thump, 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 thump. It rose above the thunder of the reef, solemn and majestic. Instantly awake, listening with every sense, Mufasa sat upright. Far out on the reef, the sea burst and shot upward like sheets, ghosts in the moonlight. There it came again. Thump, thump, thump. Thump, thump, thump. Steady as a pulse, beating in the heart of darkness. And then Mufasa knew. The eaters of men had come. Oh, brother, we are in big trouble. He didn't go up to the peak of that plateau to see if they were coming, because it would take them at least a whole day to get there. He would have seen them in the distance and known that they were on their way. But he wanted to try out the canoe. Boy, was he lucky to have that canoe finished just in time. Well, predictions are flying through my mind left and right. Will he escape the island before they get there? Will they chase after him? Will they be kind and friendly? What will happen next? Stay tuned for tomorrow.